How's it going, Chase?
Good. How are you?
Very well. I'm Francis. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Really loving the platform so far, building my business, getting to know it well, and just wanted to say thanks for everything you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. We're thrilled to have you in the community,
Thank
and
you.
we're happy that you're digging it. All right. So it looks like we successfully went live on Facebook, which is great. I'm just going to put everybody on mute for now, but feel free to ask questions after we get through this little presentation here. Or you could throw some questions in the chat as we go, and I'll loop back to them. All right, so today's high-level how-to, we're talking about checkup loop campaigns. So what do I mean by that? I mean typically for medical clients like dentists, chiropractors, anybody who should see somebody over and over again, right? So like your dentist, you should go once every 6 months or something. So we want to build a campaign, an automation that goes out every, let's say, 5.5 months and says, hey, it's been 6 months since we've seen you. Let's get you back on the calendar for your routine cleaning. Chiropractors, another great example, right? So like every 30 days, I should get an email or a text from my chiropractor saying, hey, how you feeling? Do you need to jump on the calendar? So these are great proactive sort of loops that we want to build that continually go out to our customers, clients, or patients. This is going to get easier to do once we change something with the way our triggers fire. So for right now, we have to do a bit of a workaround, which I'm going to show you in a second. But in the near future, the triggers will fire sequentially, so we should be able to take care of all of this in a single trigger. But for now, we have to build a little bit of a workaround, and so I'm going to share my screen and show you how we can get that done. So first, let's talk about what we're going to do here. We're going to have our checkup campaign, our reminders campaign, and we're going to build a wait campaign. And then we're going to use 2 triggers to make the whole thing happen. So let's go just quickly make these campaigns, right? So I'm going to hop into my demo account from today's onboarding, Bob the Dentist. And let's come over here and let's build our 3 campaigns. So first we want to have an appointment reminders campaign. So let's make that. And I'm just going to put bobdentist.com, Dr. Bob, save. I don't know if I'm actually going to test this or not, but just in case. So appointment reminders, right? So typically we're going to have an SMS that says just a friendly reminder for your upcoming appointment on, and then we'd grab the appointment start date and time, right? So we've got one of those, and let me copy this for an email. So let's say we're gonna have a text that goes out 2 days before, and then we're gonna have an email that goes out the day before. So this is an appointment reminder. And that's going to go before 1 day. And then maybe we'd have, another text message like an hour before. So we build our appointment reminders because remember, if you're new to high level, any lead that goes into a campaign carrying an appointment, the campaign can see that day and time. So we can now use the before timing that will go in relative to that appointment's day and time. So when someone gets added to this campaign carrying an appointment, 2 days before they get an SMS, the day before they get an email, and let's do 2 hours before they get another SMS. Okay, cool. That's pretty basic, but that'll work for our purposes here. So we've got our appointment reminders campaign. Then we want our checkup campaign. So let's go back and make another campaign called check-in. And I'm going to use the dentist example. So let's say this dentist wants to check in after 6 months. So I would make an email or a text that says something like checking in, or how about time for cleaning? And you do like, hi, we grab a custom value, the name. Can you believe it's been 6 months already? Let's get you back on our calendar for cleaning. And then I would put like, you know, click here to book. Right, and then I would hyperlink this to a funnel page that's got the calendar booking widget on it. So I would save that. And we're gonna set the timing of this to be after 6 months. So it's way too late in the day for me to be doing mental math here. So let's go 6 times an average of 30 days. We're gonna do 180 days. Okay, so 180 days after they get added to this campaign, this is gonna fire, and then we'll probably want to add a couple of more, right? So we'd say, hey, don't forget, it's time for cleaning. Book here. And we do this the day after. And this is a good refresher. After steps are relative to the step before it. So we wouldn't put this as 181 days because that would go 181 days after that email was sent. We're going to do 1 day because it's going to go 1 day after the last email. So I would probably build, you know, I would stretch this out over the next couple of days, maybe even weeks, to just really hammer the point home that, hey, it's time for cleaning. So here's our checkup campaign. Okay, so now we're going to do draft to publish. And now we're going to make one more campaign, and this is the workaround. It's just a wait step. It's like a placeholder. So I'm just going to call this wait placeholder. And I'm just going to add a wait step in here. And it doesn't matter. Like, I'll just put 1 minute. Okay. And then you would publish that. Okay, so we have 3 campaigns. And now we need to build the triggers. And the triggers are really what makes this magic happen. So let's go talk about those. So we'd come over here. We would add a trigger. And let's name this. Well, I already have a trigger number 1. Let's call this checkup 1. Okay, now what do we need to do? So basically our condition is saying anytime an appointment status becomes confirmed, so that's our condition. So over here, we're gonna go appointment. This one runs on status updates. And we're gonna specify, you know, you could specify a calendar. For me, it doesn't matter what calendar they're in for this example, but I just want to know when an appointment is confirmed. So what are we doing? We're creating a loop. Now, my concern is what happens if I book a dentist appointment, right? It's going to wait 6 months to reach out to me. But what happens if 3 months in, I book an appointment for something because I felt like I needed one? Well, then 3 months later, I'm going to get the checkup thing, and it hasn't been 6 months anymore. So what we need to do is build a step that clears us out of everything and then adds us back into everything. And that's what we're doing here. So trigger number 1 is saying, okay, when an appointment status is confirmed, let's go remove us from the appointment reminders campaign that we might be in from a previous one. So over here, we're going to go remove from campaign. Appointment reminders. We want to remove us from the checkup campaign, which we might already be in. So let's remove from campaign check-in. And then we want to add us to the wait campaign. So we're going to add to campaign wait placeholder. Okay, so it's cleared us out of 2 places, and then it's added us into this placeholder campaign. Now, why did we do that? Because that then becomes the condition for our next trigger. So basically we go check up to, and now our condition is anybody who gets added to that placeholder campaign is what's going to trigger this. So we're going to say anyone who's been added to in campaign the placeholder. Let's add them to the appointment reminders because now they have a new appointment that's pending. So we're going to add to campaign appointment reminders. And now we're going to add them to the checkup loop, right? So that's going to time it up to be 6 months later. So we go add campaign, add to check-in. We'd save, we would activate, and then we should be good to go. So now you've protected yourself in case people are booking appointments halfway or whatever way, so that it always sort of resets the clock and then starts that 6-month timing, and then it's going to start, reminding them that it's time for their cleaning. So hopefully that made sense. Now let's talk about how this is going to get simpler in the very near future. Right now, trigger actions fire at random. So we can't guarantee in trigger number 1 that these events are going to fire sequentially. This is going to change soon. So when we change it, then we could do all of this with 1 trigger. We could say, okay, remove us out, add us in, 1 trigger, there we go. But because right now we can't guarantee that this all happens in order, it could happen in different orders. You might not get taken out until you might not get added in, you've already been taken out, you know what I mean. So what we have to do is create a little waterfall loop here, and that's why we add this wait placeholder campaign that just gives us an ability to then fire another trigger off. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to stop my screen share here so I can see everybody again. And I'd love to open it up if anybody had any questions. Okay, looks like in Facebook, what if they book a 6-month appointment at the time of cleaning, 180 days? How would it handle multiple people in the same family? What up? James, if they booked a 6-month appointment at the time of cleaning. Well, I'd have to think about that and make it work, but I'm assuming they're doing it in high level, and anytime you book an appointment and the status becomes confirmed, it clears you out, adds you in, so you should be good to go. Yeah, I can show the wait campaign again. So let me share my screen. So we go campaigns, wait. All it is 1 wait step that I set as a minute. And maybe you want to make that a little longer just to be safe, right? So make it 10 minutes or something. But it doesn't matter. People are just going to go in here and then fall out. But the point is that because they got added, now it fires trigger number 2. And this is being recorded, so it'll go out in the weekly roundup. So if you want to refer back to this. Got it. Awesome. Has anybody built anything like this so far? Does this make sense? I think it could be very helpful, especially if you're marketing for dentists, chiros, anybody who their customers should be coming back on a timed schedule. Is this strictly a text campaign or is this email also? I would do a mix, right? I just went through it really fast as an example, but I would definitely mix it up. I'd put voicemail drops in there for sure. Whatever you need to do just to get them back on the calendar. And it blows my mind that I'm now 37 years old and I've never gotten a text message from a dentist saying, hey, it's time to get you back in here. It's like, to me, literally a no-brainer. Like somebody should make this a product and just go sell it for $20 a month to every single dentist on earth, right? Like, I really hope that this helps you go land dentists and chiros or whatever, because it's an absolute no-brainer. And if a dentist did remind me it's been 6 months, I would feel guilty and I would go, right? But because I don't. And that's why it's been a year since I've been to the dentist. But I think we would all agree that it makes total sense. And it's with high level, it's pretty easy to make it happen. Selma, I'm running a test campaign with text and email. How do I get around this message? This message seems dangerous. Many people marked. It's because you're sending it to yourself. So when Gmail sees that you're sending from the same name or the same email or the same domain, they give you that warning. But if you were to test it with like your husband or a friend or somebody, they won't see that. Cool. Well, any other questions? Anybody want to hop off mute? Say hi. Anybody have anything cool to report?
Hey, Chase.
Hey, what's going on, Jerry?
Okay, I've got 3 sales guys. Each sales guy has a calendar,
Okay.
but I can't get everything working together.
Okay. What are we? Give me a little more context here. Are we round robining leads through a single campaign?
Multiple campaigns, but I figured out how to do the round robin, and I got that happening. But when it comes to doing an appointment, so there's 3 different kinds of appointment. There's the quick one, then there's a discovery, which is about an hour, and then there's the pitch.
I see where this is going. This is a challenge right now, but we have a new developer who is solely working on the calendar upgrade. And so we're going to roll out this type of stuff. So you can have like appointment type or like provider, those types of things that should solve all this.
Okay. Any idea when?
I think it's slated to roll out about 2 months from now. So in the near term, I'm trying to think of, I'd have to really sit down and dig into what you're trying to do here, but I get the general sense of the challenge, and I know that it is a challenge right now. So it's probably going to involve a little manual work until we can roll out those updates.
Yeah, there were a lot of burnt up brain cells trying to figure it out.
I bet. That's like when I was putting this together yesterday, I was like, is this going to work? I think this is going to work. I think this is how I did it, but I'm pretty sure that's how I did it. So it should work.
Okay, so
but yeah, so I know that's not
totally crazy here, because I might be playing with calendars. So I've got to have one calendar for the mini meeting. We'll call that John mini meeting, John discovery, John pitch. And then I've got to have one for Brian and then one for Bill. The 9 calendars.
And do you know that you can, there's a little hack to combine the calendars just to put them all on one page with a drop down?
No.
Okay, let me show you that. That might help you a little bit. So let me go into,
Ideally, I'd like to push everybody onto one calendar so I can take a look and see where.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to help, but I'll show you anyway, because I think it'll probably help some people. I'm going to go settings, calendars. I'm just going to add another calendar. So, oops. Calendar 2, save. Okay, so if I open one up and then open the other one up, and I grab the calendar ID from this one, and I come over here and I do, I think it's comma. It adds this drop down, and now you can filter between calendars on a single page. And so that also works if you use the HTML embed widget in the funnel builder and use the embed script and do the same thing, you can do that. So like when you go, if you want to book a gohighlevel.com/one-on-one, this is an example of, oh no, wrong one. Oh shoot, I don't have that URL. But anyway, you get the point. So this helps you put multiple calendars on a page, but it doesn't accomplish your goal of them all actually being the same calendar.
All right. Okay. Last week, or maybe it was the week before, Sean had said something about you guys were going to roll out something to do with the email handling on an account level basis. He was sort of
Email
thinking,
handling on an account level?
yeah.
You mean SMTP or?
Yeah.
So yeah, in each account now you can go to SMTP and you could set its own. So like if you know a client uses G Suite and you don't want to pay for their emails, you could have them log in and select Gmail and then log into their G Suite. And then just that location will be powered through their Google servers.
No, this was, no, this was, Sean was talking about having the ability to send email from one user and each user having their own account that they were logged in.
Oh, yeah, no, that hasn't rolled out yet. So basically you're going to be able to add more than one Google SMTP service here and then choose. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's coming, but that's not out yet.
Kind of like my life. Manana, manana. It's always free, manana.
Yeah, I mean, maybe syncing to a single Google Calendar for multiple calendars might get you somewhere, but I have a feeling you're going to be in manual land until we roll out the updates.
Okay, good enough. Thanks, Jace. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Happy Friday.
You too.
Anybody else have anything they want to chat about? I'm assuming, do the people on the call work with dentists, chiros, or people who would want a sort of a checkup loop campaign? I don't see any new comments, so I guess we're good to go. This will go up, this recording, it'll be blasted out in the weekly roundup. If you want to watch it again, it'll be on our YouTube channel. Selma was given a CRM of 150,000 and about 50K is missing to email. Should I clean up the CRM and strip out the ones with no email? Yeah, I would use our smart lists and I would share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. I would upload them. I would go smart lists. I would come over here and say email is empty. I would select them all. I would tag them as like no email, and then I would add them. I would bulk add them into a campaign that texts them or something with some sort of way to incentivize them to give you their email. Because I wouldn't want to just toss them in the bin. I'd at least try to get the emails from them and then go from there. But I mean, it sounds like you've got a great list, so that's a lot of opportunity. And I should have said, I think next week we're rolling out the new bulk actions where you'd be able to just straight shoot a text right from the smart list. Same thing, there'll be bulk email, bulk text, bulk add to campaign. So you don't have to do the bulk requests roundabout. Hey, Titus. Cool. Yeah, the replay will be up. So yeah, the replay of this will go up in a couple of hours on our YouTube channel. And then today or tomorrow, you should get the weekly roundup email that has the links to all of the new videos that went out this week and all the new help docs that went up this week. So keep an eye out for the little cowboy in your inbox. Other than that, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.